Welcome to another unboxing. And today we have 35, almost 36 pounds of gaming goodness. Whoa, all right. As you can see, 16.2 kilograms, about 36 pounds of game. And this is, as you can see, Frosthaven by Cephalofair Games. Long awaited. So this was due in estimated, of course, always estimated, March of 2021. So this campaign actually happened in the midst of the pandemic, and still they pulled it off. They went past their original estimate, but for what they had to deal with as far as supply chain and broken token and a few things that are going on, they did amazingly well. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like. So if I can get this shifted back. All right. Yeah, it shakes everything when I move this. All right, so let's open it up. It arrived in great condition, and I think without backing it on the Kickstarter, it would be almost impossible to get to Japan, where we're based, just because the shipping would be insane. It would probably be more than the price of the game itself. But yeah, they started doing these corners, reinforced corners on game boxes and things from Chinese factories, which has made it a lot nicer. Unfortunately, you have to cut them off before you open the box. So this is the Frosthaven Bundle pledge that has a little bit of extras in it, and then I also added the metal coin upgrade. Sorry, I can't get this all in the shot, but we'll see what it looks like when we get it open here. Hey, there we go. Oh yeah, so this is part of the bundle. So the solo scenarios. Oh, first, ooh, nice, a coin with a little bit of enamel on it, two-sided, very nice. They're solo scenarios. So cards, and looks like we've got a file here. Excellent. And the removable sticker sheet. So even Gloomhaven. So this is, of course, the sequel to Gloomhaven. And they produced a sticker sheet for that, and meaning you can only play it once, do one kind of campaign once you put those stickers down. But there's now a removable set that was produced. First, there was one for Gloomhaven, now for Frosthaven, and this was available in the Kickstarter. So figured I would go with that. So here's an idea of what we're looking at. So yeah, vinyl non-transferring adhesive stickers for clean removal. Allows you to reset, replay, and resell. Oh, interesting, and resell. That's a good point, because legacy games do mean you play them and no one else wants to. It has no value after that. But yeah, as you can see, they provide everything: enhancement stickers, campaign stickers, outpost stickers, location stickers, and seals. Very good. So that's a nice enhancement to the game. And look at this, a nice layer of cardboard. Oh yeah, look all the way around. We've got cardboard protecting the game. Meaning it's gonna be hell getting it out of here. But as you can see, there's an extra layer of cardboard. So this is the outer layer, and then there's another layer, and there was another heavy sheet on top. And this is double width corrugated cardboard with no way to get a hold of it. All right. Well, that was quite an ordeal. So as you can see, it is a huge box. It is almost as deep as the front panel on it. A nice heavy glossy cover with great artwork on it. Wow, okay. So this base pledge, just the Frosthaven game itself, retailed for $100, which is great, and the shipping was not insane, so it actually was very affordable. And then adding the extra bundle brought it up, I think, to $145. So let's just rotate the box a little bit so you can see everything. So there's the kind of Frosthavenified character classes. So everyone's wearing a little bit more fur, maybe, for this time around. And some of the big bads back there. And as they call it, yeah, 1 to 4 players, 30 minutes per player, ages 14 and up. And so the same on the other two sides. So let's look at the bottom. This is quite a box. All right, and it's hard to tip so you guys can see not see it with the glare. All right, so welcome to Frosthaven. The only outpost in the unforgiving north is on the brink of destruction. Harried by vicious, mysterious threats on all sides, Frosthaven would need great warriors and leaders to survive the coming winter. Unfortunately, all it has is you. A group of haunted wanderers with nowhere left to go. Can you fight back the invaders and build a thriving community, or will the frost claim it all? All right, so here's a little sneak of what's inside. So 138 scenarios, 17 playable classes, over 2,500 cards. Oh, that explains the weight. 64 different enemy types, all with standees. Like, everything's got standees. It's pretty amazing. An evolving map board, which your stickers are for, and then 18 detailed plastic miniatures. So Frosthaven is a cooperative campaign game of tactical combat and branching narratives in a unique fantasy world. You will take your party of hardened mercenaries through a vast series of scenarios, offering deep gameplay without dice against fully automated enemies. Along the way, you will build up the outpost of Frosthaven, protecting its citizens from attacks through a multitude of useful structures. Inevitably, your mercenaries will retire, and you will continue the adventure by selecting new characters from the 17 different classes available. The possibilities of the North are near endless, and it is just waiting to be explored. So, Gloomhaven is not required to play. And they have an overview video on their website. Okay, so the only thing, apart from the weight, the only thing that's a little bit of a disappointment, and I had this with HeroQuest as well, instead of doing, and this might be a Chinese factory issue, instead of doing a film-wrapped, plastic-wrapped box, they have just decided, and it might be a weight issue as well, they've just decided to do these little tape circles, as you can see there, to keep the lid, to keep the box closed, the lid on the box. Unfortunately, removing these oftentimes destroys the box itself. So you're going to probably, so to get this open, I'm just going to cut these little circles, and I'm going to try to get them off without destroying the surface. But that was not going to happen because HeroQuest, the quality of the components was lacking very much in the re-release of HeroQuest. So that was not going to happen. Those little plastic circles were going to tear the box surface off. Apologies. I have to add some huge booming sound effects. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing that they had to do that. It might be, who knows, it might be logistical, or it may just be the factories themselves are cheaping out. But let's get this giant box. Okay, well, that was a lot more work than I thought. Look at how deep this box is. So it takes a while to get it slid all the way open, and here we are. Wow. So yeah, very sturdy. The construction of the box is very sturdy, except for the those little stickers holding it together. It's so deep. It's so huge. They easily could have done multiple box layers. But maybe it's just a challenge to design it this way. So here's our little welcome sheet. So read this before you do anything else. There's a significant number of components in this game box, and it's important to make sure that they are organized before gameplay. This guide will show you how to organize everything so that you can start playing as quickly as possible. Wow, that's really, really nice, really useful. So I wonder what happened. So there was a pledge that had an organizer, and Cephalofair used Broken Token to produce those inserts. So they're like laser cut wooden trays and things that would fit inside this box and hold all of your tokens and cards. But they had a little bit of controversy. I think we talked about on our weekly podcast, and Cephalofair canceled their contract and sought, I hope, other sources. I'm not sure what they were able to do. So please let me know in the comments, anybody that pledged this and got the organizer for it, and let me know if they credited who did it, or if they just went with a totally a third party, a totally kind of anonymous third party. but I am curious how that went. But even the base game does include organizers for tokens and things. So beneath this are the 4 books, 5 sticker sheets, campaign sheet, and a map board. Do not break the seal of the puzzle books or look too closely at the stickers. Until instructed to do so. Yeah, I'm sure it gives away a lot of things. And then next, you'll need to find these 2 trays with lids. Remove the smaller token tray from the larger tray and set those to the side, which it looks like is here. Wow, beneath those you'll find the alchemy chart, 5 scenario flow charts, which you can set aside, a stack of 27 punch boards, and so now you can remove and start punching. So as you remove the various cardboard components from these punch sheets, sort and store them as described on the next page. So there's our alchemy sheets, our flow charts, and our punch boards with all our standees and tokens. Wow, look at this. This is a lot of reading right off. This is the map tiles aside. Group the monster standees by the illustration. Sort and store. Yeah, so they're giving you images of how everything should look stored once you've punched out all the tokens. That's really great. They give you so much. I mean, this is just tokens, which are kind of the squirreliest parts. But it looks like we've also got some card support as well. Wow. So all the standees and tokens have trays. Oh, so maybe... I don't know. Maybe they didn't include this kind of organization originally. I'll have to go through updates and find out what exactly the history of this was, because this is so much organization. Seems like very little that you would actually need a third-party, kind of set of trays for. I mean, there are a ton of envelopes and cards and things. Wow. So look at all this. So shuffle each of the event decks. Look at all that. Yeah. And put those away. Yeah, so they're giving you an idea to pre-shuffle all of the decks, because I'm sure they're probably printed sequentially. So before you store them, you may as well shuffle them so the game is ready to play. Look at that. So that's everything and how it fits in there. Wow. Yeah, that is quite just this, not even the game mechanics, the world building. This is quite an achievement in and of itself. So whoever at Cephalofair is responsible for this, and it's probably a team. I'm sure it's not an individual, but wow, good job. That's insane. Yeah, and they're telling you about the monster stat cards and how to keep everything together. So if you prefer to learn from a video, they have that on the website. That's great, so you don't have to rely on how to play videos. You have the official one. So this is really invaluable because, and I guess it's inevitable as games get more complicated. They want you to have the best possible experience. They don't want you to get it turned off just because you have to, shuffle through things and get discouraged by how many decks need to be shuffled before you play and everything. So wow, really good job. That's quite impressive. All right, and here we go in. So here's the Frosthaven rulebook, and I've heard that there's been some kind of optimization and a little bit of tweaking of the mechanics, but I think overall they were happy with things. And I was very excited to hear coming this year is going to be a gigantic crowdfunder of miniatures, but also tabletop rules. So diceless, card-based tabletop rules that allow you to use the tiles and standees and everything from these board games to play a tabletop version of the RPG. And mostly I just want to see the how they build out the world, like all of the world building that has to go into tabletop RPG books will go beyond what they have done probably for the board game. So I'm excited to see that too, to see how Gloomhaven and Frosthaven are built out. All right, so let's just do a quick flip through so you guys can see. So nice full color book, and it's a perfect bound square book. And we have the Banner Spear, the Drifter, Bone Shaper, Deathwalker, Blinkblade, Ganimate are your base classes. Oh, and that's nice too. They give you high or low complexity, like if they're a good starting choice. So your goal is to keep the outpost of Frosthaven safe from all threats. The party of mercenaries will do this by venturing out into the wilderness in various scenarios. Excellent. Oh, that's right. And here's a mention of the solo play. The game can be played with 2 to 4 players, and each will use separate characters. And then page 69 gives the solo mode rules. Each class indicated by a different icon. Oh yeah, there's the icons right there. So that makes it, yeah, very easy to read what's for you. So yeah, there's miniatures in the small tuck boxes. So creating a character. So let's take a closer look at the components of the characters. There's a character sheet, a character mat, the standee, a summon standee, tokens, and initiative token. Nice. So that's everything just for your one character. Then your ability cards, your advanced attack modifiers and perk reminder cards, standard attack modifiers, personal quest, and character dial, and then items. Yeah, so an interesting aspect, if you haven't played Gloomhaven, an interesting aspect is personal quest. You draw 2 cards from your personal quest deck, you keep one and shuffle the other one back in the deck. This card represents your character's reason for coming to Frosthaven. Once you complete this personal quest, you'll retire your character and choose new characters, unlocking new campaign elements in the process. Personal quests can be secret or public as the party decides. So yeah, so these are your starting choices, and as you finish with a character, they accomplish their personal quest, then it unlocks another class that's playable, and you select another one to play. So that's a nice, I really like that idea, because I think a lot of having kind of goals and things is interesting for your kind of the motivation of your character, and then you're not going to be kind of stuck with the same character, same mechanics forever, so that it just becomes a kind of an automatic, thoughtless cycle of cards you're going to play and how you're going to play them. And then your character items. Oh, nice. And they also have the rules online digitally to help you. And then the scenario book. So there's a spiral bound scenario book, and it marks everything. So beginning a scenario, playing, and then ending. Oh, and here's how things look all set up. Nice. Yeah, so the theming is going to be frosty and very different. Maybe very nice to play in a miserable Japanese summer. We'll turn the air conditioning way up. Nice. So so what all the entries mean on all the scenario pages. Road events, maps tiles, overlay tiles. Yeah, so there's different, terrain and kind of blocking features. Wow, yeah, here's what everything means. Doors and traps, obstacles, walls. Yeah, some of the character classes can interact with obstacles. And the loot deck and battle goals. And then playing a scenario, so ordering the initiative, character and monster turns, important ability concepts, area of effect, added effect, elements, abilities. So move, teleport, attack, what jump and flying do. That's great. Yeah, so the attack, so you have attack modifiers to your decks, and I think that's a way that you kind of when you level up your characters, you can remove some of the negative modifiers and replace them with positive ones, or replace the positive ones with even better ones. So yeah, and they have advantage and disadvantage in the game. So you take 2 and draw the better one. So instead of dice rolling, this is basically you have your hand of cards, and then you'll have the modifiers, which are the randomizing element that dice would serve. And then the conditions, active bonuses, forced movement, loot, recovery, commanding figures, so the character turns, character abilities. Yeah, and lots of nice little extra illustrations. Item usage, mandatory triggers, experience, and end of turn looting. Nice, and then the monster turns. Yeah, and that's nice that the monsters have their own AI, so they basically, you don't have to, one of the players doesn't have to give up, or you don't have to take turns, running the monsters. You can just allow the mechanics to do that and just focus on your character and your strategies. Monster movement, attacks, abilities, monsters, and elements. Yeah, so some of the magic has elements and elemental effects, and it's all hex based too. The board is The tiles are hexes instead of grid. End of the turn. Common scenario rules. Ending a scenario. Completed scenarios. Ooh, a sticker can go here. Campaign overviews. Oh, how to use the map board. The scenario flowchart. Nice. There's a lot of things helping you track and decide. And that's great because you can, pick it back up at any time because, people's playing schedules can be very irregular. So that's great. So building a deck, your character sheet. Oh, and there actually is a sheet for your character. So unlocking new classes. Oh yeah, so here's the thing that I mentioned. The new classes are unlocked through campaign progress. There are 11 new classes that can be unlocked. Each new class has 2 corresponding sealed tuck boxes labeled with their class icon. When a class is unlocked, you are free to open it and its tuck box and inspect the contents, including the high-level ability cards that class has now available. So when a player creates a new character, you get all of that. Oh, and unlocking new buildings. So character retirement also unlocks new buildings for Frosthaven. The unlocked building must still be built before the party can interact with it. I see. So it might take some resources or something to actually get it out there once it's unlocked. Item supplies. Oh, in the outpost phase, so building Frosthaven. Outpost events. Building operations, downtime. Retiring a character. So after retirement for each class, the first time a character of that class retires during the campaign, flip that character mat over and find the section number found near the bottom of the back side. After retiring, the retiring character has resolved the completion of their personal quest. Read the indicated section from their section book. Nice. So there's lots of narrative involved in because depending on your there's kind of themes of your personal quest, so it probably brings an end to your story. And a big sticker goes here. These are like those 80s movie sticker books where you put Superman on every page. So construction, and then game variants. So they have casual mode, crossover classes, temporary enhancements, reduced randomness, solo mode, and open information. So solo mode, a single player can play solo by controlling 2 or more characters. Because playing solo reduces the uncertainty and makes coordination easier, increase the difficulty by calculating the scenario level differently for solo mode. Take the average level of the character in the scenario and then add 1 before dividing by 2 and then rounding up. So you want to make it a little more difficult because of course you know what you're going to do. The coordination is just perfect. Permanent death. So with this variant, the specter of death looms large for the party. When a character drops to 0 hit points, they die instead of becoming exhausted. Whoa. Nice. Character respecking and random dungeons. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, and of course another option was open information. So nice. There's so you can basically, just like a tabletop RPG, play the game how you want it to play, which is much more rare for board games. There's not a lot of flexibility in the rules and things, so they give you options to make it fit your group much better. That's nice. And so here's the inventory, component inventory. So everything we're going to find inside. We'll open a couple of miniatures boxes, but we probably won't. I might do some a 360 of these guys, depending how much how difficult it is to open the tuck boxes. But all of them have standees as well, so that's nice. You can you don't have to play with unpainted plastic. You can actually have all the art from the game on standees. So the monster turn guide, Appendix B. The important reminders, so kind of a reference and reminders for all of the attacks and damage, blesses and curse, monsters, characters, summons, and loot and elements and scenario details. And then enhancement costs. And then a huge treasure index. Wow, 85. And then favors. Oh, good. And then an index of everything inside. Very good, very good. Nice. Oh, there. And of course, like all good games should have a quick reference on the back cover. Or better yet, a card you can pass around. That's great. yeah, so very nice softcover book. And here is our sealed, which we won't open. I guess I should be... I can take a look at the index for what everything is called. So this is our sealed puzzle book. So there's a sticker across there, which we will not be opening, but they did a nice job of making it look like a weathered leather, even though there's staples on it, a leather-bound volume. And here's the section book. Let's take a look. Yeah, always, it's nice spiral-bound lay flat. That's a nice aspect of it, but the other thing that's a little worrisome is that these can get bent, and they can also damage the things that they're next to with extended storage, so it's a little bit of a balancing act. So this is, yeah, if we don't want to spoil anything. Oh yeah, so the text for all of the the different, wow, so really well done. It shows the layout of every, so which boards you're using and how they're laid out. Very good. And then all the boxes with important things like special rules, boss specials, etc. So just a quick flip through. I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, nice. So that's our section book for setting everything up. And then here's the scenario. Spiral. So I could have gone a little bit heavier on this outside cover. I can see myself actually accidentally tearing that off. Alright. So welcome to Frosthaven. With your head down, you march, one foot, then another. You try to block out the pain, the throbbing in your toes, the numbness in your face. Just keep the rhythm. You think 1, 2, but the wind isn't so easily ignored. It claws at you. Nice. No one really knows what awaits you in Frosthaven. Your snow-muddled mind struggles to imagine what sort of people could survive through the winter in a place like this, but whoever's there, you hope at the very least they've left a fire going. Nice. So here's all the scenarios. So the first, your introduction scenario out of the snow and into Frosthaven. All right, and here's all of your specific layouts for scenarios and bosses and everything. So this is all kinds of spoilers, but can you believe this? 137 scenarios in the book. Wow. Yeah, all very nicely full color layouts of everything and all the rules. Very nice. And since no one person is running it, everyone can help setting this up and know what they're going to be dealing with. All right, here's the campaign sheet to track everything. So just a little pad of these. It looks like about half a dozen or so. So yeah, if you can go through 6 times 137 scenarios, you've done a lot of work. Nice, yeah. So keeping track of the supplies and everything at Frosthaven. And all the retired... Oh, nice. And then here's a place to record all the retired characters. Very good. Oh, wow. Here's our big... Oh. Here's our first big board. Nice. The Northern Coast. So, a nice multifold game board with all of the options. So down here, it's not going to fold the right way. Down here is the outpost of Frosthaven, and then up higher is the map of the overall northern coast. So you can, as a reference to everything. So I think this is where our stickers can go as far as tracking what we found and what we're doing, because there's numbered sections and everything. But a nice sturdy board. That's great, and that'll keep all of the everything you attach to it. That'll keep it nice and safe. All right, and here is an here's the stickers that go in those places, those mysterious places. Nice. Yeah, so maybe things that weren't established yet, or things that you may not need. They skipped, and so these can be added to the rule book. So 2 sticker sheets of those. And then here's the non-removable stickers included. So if you're only going to play this once and then do something with 35 pounds of cardboard, that's up to you. But yeah, these are the default stickers included. And then the other set that was included in the bundle was the removable versions. And like they said, don't look too closely because it gives away a lot of things that can be added that you shouldn't know about yet. And here we have the alchemy. So here we have the alchemy chart that shows, uses the symbols to show all of the different combinations. So all of your herbs. Oh, that's nice. In the back of it's like a notebook. There's little sketches of mushrooms and leaves. All right. And so here's the tray for all the tokens. Let's take a look. So a nice vacuum formed tray. So the upper tray that nests inside also has its own plastic cover, and everything is fit exactly for the tokens that you'll need. And the top cover has Frosthaven embossed on there. So yeah, really nice. And there's a little notch to let you know which way to orient everything. So this is where all of our tokens are going to get stored. Here's something we shouldn't eat. Oh wow. And here are our big scenario flow charts. Wow. I didn't think they would be so huge. Oh, it's nice. And they're cut irregularly, so it looks like they're written on parchment. That's great. So you can seat all of the... looks like these pop out and you can seat the cards in there. So we have 5 of these. Wow, look at that. Yeah, so every single scenario just gets represented. You should just put some some blue tack or something and just stick these on the wall of your game room as you're keeping track of everything. That would look nice. Nice, so the progression and the direction that you need to go. Oh, those are great. So we'll just look at that. There's the icon key on the back. So introduction, Algox Unfettered, Lurker, Puzzle Book, Personal Quest. So yeah, indicated by color. Then connected scenarios, only 2 paths can be taken. Locked out scenario, linked that must be played without returning to Frosthaven. Wow, yeah, so all of the icon explanations on the flowchart. Very good. So I guess those icons are underneath, right? So you'll pull this up like a advent calendar. Pull it up and see which direction you go after. Oh, here we go. Here's the weights. I can't... Oh, geez. I can't believe... Look at these. It looks like... How many? Looks like 10 deep. It's a huge amount. I guess they break it down. They just say 2,000 tokens. So our map tiles and tokens are on here. And you can see, not insanely heavy, but a nice thick... they're not going to be warping. Nice thick cardboard. And I guess they probably couldn't. They had to probably choose a thickness that would actually fit in the box and not violate any postal regulations. But here's our nice tiles and tokens and all of our punch boards. There are a lot of these, but really beautiful. The artwork looks great. And you can tell interior and exterior tiles and all of the obstacles and different terrain that can go on them. Wow. This is going to be a lot of punching. Nice. So all the tiles must have to go on top. Wow. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, so finding the tiles, I guess organizing them so you can play them in order. And I guess because they are numbered, you probably have a pretty good idea of starting with the lower numbers first. That's great. And the opposite is always different. Yeah, I'm really curious how the tabletop RPG will go. These are great. And here's our initiative. Oh, that's right. Even everything has to have initiative. So all the monsters, everything has to have an initiative tracker. Every monster and every player character. And our standees. And different numbers. Nice. Yeah, that was something that Paizo did a nice job with, is just going with pawns for their RPG. I think that was an interesting departure and kind of, set their game apart. And now, because Pathfinder did that, it's not so strange to see that, and especially not in a board game. Wow. Lots and lots of standees. Yeah, these are all big tiles and standees and multiples of everything. There are so many punch boards. It's going to be a good few hours getting all of these punched out and organized, I have a feeling. I think it was the same with Gloomhaven. It was a day of punching and organizing for me. Nice. Yeah, great artwork. It's got a very, distinctive style, and the look of the monsters and things is very unique. You can recognize Gloomhaven, Frosthaven things right away. That's very good for the setting, to have a nice original look to it. All right, and some dashboard here. Wow. Yeah, I like the how each side is such an opposite type of environment. And the deck of a ship and a huge tentacle. Yeah, these are great. Yeah, sorry, these are so close to the camera because the box is like a foot tall. It really is crazy. All right, so here we have our lower vacuum tray and our decks of cards and then bags for storing. So this is interesting. So I wonder, because they did do trays, I'll have to take a look at the organizational thing again. I guess they want to give you the option, I guess, of storing things in either bags or trays. And here's the stands for the standees. Oh, little organizers, little tabs for the cards once they're seated where they need to go. Oh, and here's all the cards. So bricks of the little cards, more silica gel. Yeah, so all of those go back in there. Oh, and I wonder, because these look pretty tight, but I wonder if they, this looks like they may have accounted for sleeving, but these guys look pretty tight. Yeah, I wonder. I should read that detail. And then here's the tuck boxes for the characters. And this has a seal, so it's not to be opened yet. Oh yeah, that's true. I'll have to break if I want to do a look at the miniatures. I'll have to break those. I think we still have another layer. Yeah, so here's the icons for all of the classes and their tuck box with all of their cards and things and their dashboards inside. Yeah, right. Here we go. There's still more. And here's our dials for health. And, what is it? Health and stamina? What's the, yeah, health and, I think, what, your magic, your other ability, maybe your mana, yeah. Nice. Yeah, and they're already put together, too. I think you had to assemble. I think the other ones weren't pre-assembled. And then all of the, little sleeves for the monster cards and all of the monster cards. And so if you haven't seen this before, this is a really nice mechanic too, where you can have different levels of the monster, and then you put it in the sleeve, and then it limits the information. You get the correct information for everything. And a sealed numbered envelope. That's unfortunate for an unboxing. I can't go all that far into everything. And here it looks like for Frosthaven, all of the buildings that you can add and what their effects are. And more, tracks for the cards. Plenty of cards. Oh, good. Explanation of the icons and things. So let's open one of these guys. Oh, yeah. Actually, so these aren't sealed. That's nice. So these aren't sealed, so we can take a look. Look at that. Our crab-based crustacean class. It's not going to do... I guess, yeah, that's right. Crabs don't mind cold water. Nice. Yeah, so maybe it's popping up in these boxes and looking at the miniatures will be nice. Look at that. Some kind of automaton with a big furnace for a chest and a drill for an arm. Very nice. Yeah, so some are very tiny. And some need the double width. Yeah, I guess the larger. So anything that's bigger than human proportions. Nice. Yeah. These look great. The sculpts are really looking nice and crispy. And they're a stiffer, kind of sharper plastic, so they may have changed the material from the last time, but they're looking really good. This gives me a lot of hope for the tabletop campaign, if they're up in their game with the miniatures. Oh, and this guy has his own little tray, maybe to protect some features. Oh, wow. Very nice. Yeah, so there's maybe a lot of things that could get bent that were protected. And look at that. That's remarkably straight. It's great. They had to wait a little bit and not take them out of the mold too quickly. That's great, and it fits right in the tuck box, so you can keep it from getting bent anymore in the future. All right, just a few more, so we get some more idea. Oh, and it's yeah. So down here it says 1 of 2. So. Two options. Oh, there's, yeah, great. A great translation of the artwork into miniatures. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, I haven't even gotten my Gloomhaven miniatures painted. And now here's a whole nother set. So you can see the corresponding sealed cards and everything, dashboard and everything for the classes. Oh, so the starting classes are unsealed. So let's take a look at what is in one of the starting boxes here. So here's our cards. Oh, there we go. Our standee. So we have a standee that we can use if we prefer, and our initiative tracker, a different status, all of our cards, our dashboard, and then a pad for the character sheet. That's great. It's a lot of stuff, and it's nice that you can store it right back in there. Great. Yeah, so our starting classes aren't sealed, and then once you retire them, you can unlock later classes. It's really amazing what they were able to do. So that's the bottom. There we go. So I guess if you want something sturdier than vacuum form trays, which can sometimes get a little frayed. But let's see if everything can fit back in here. I have a feeling they did a pretty good job. Yeah, wow, for an unboxing, this is pretty remarkable. I very rarely can do this, because once you start pulling things apart, they don't go back. Unfortunately, just putting the lid on takes a lot of work. Wow, so that is Frosthaven. And with this amazing little organizational chart. Yeah, they really... yeah, so it looks like once you punch everything out, you're putting all your tiles on top, and then things just seat down. Kind of the way that they're in here, except everything gets about this much lower because all of those punch boards are gone. So then all the tiles can sit on top. So this is all down a few inches. Wow. And look at that. Even the solo rules and our coin fit in as well. Okay, so one last thing I want to take a look at is this upgrade for the metal coins. So they're in my least favorite kind of packaging. these old clamshells that don't pull apart, or maybe they pull apart. No, they seem to be heat sealed. Yeah, they're heat sealed, so you can tear up your fingers. I remember headphones and things coming in these kind of packages. But as you can see, the denominations. So 10 of the 5s, 10 of the 3s, and 40 of the 1s. And I'm so curious, yeah, to see the weight on these. So let me open this. So these containers are just as sharp and terrifying as I remember. So here are the coins. Wow, look at that. They look so hand pounded and scratched. Nice. So you can actually flip this one, but the others, the lower denominations, don't have any. Yeah, they're just pounded out and clipped. You know, people have been clipping away the metal. That's great. Okay, and it came with a little drawstring pouch, which lost a little bit of the printing on it. That's too bad. That's a nice gold ink, but mine stuck to the package a little bit. Oh, and everything is in just its own little bags. That's great. Yeah, so they're pretty heavy. I mean, they aren't the actual real weight of copper or anything, but they're more significant than the tokens, and these won't wear out. You know, they won't get worn if you sit and play with them in your hands while you're at the table. You're not going to cause any damage. You may actually add character to them, but yeah, these are nice. These are really nicely made. So a good enhancement for the game. Yeah, they just sound so much nicer than the silent sound that cardboard doesn't. Yeah, the sound that cardboard doesn't make. Yeah, so there's 10 of each in these, and lots of ones. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, let's take a look at this guy. This included coin. I forget what if this was a stretch goal or if this was added. This was added later, but wow, this is really beautiful. Frosthaven. So like a challenge coin kind of thing. Does it have any mechanical uses? Okay, so that is the Frosthaven Bundle with the solo rules and the resealable stickers. And this has been 35.7 pounds of gaming enjoyment. So that's 16.2 kilos for anybody not in the US. Oh wow. So yeah, this is amazing. It's going to be quite heavy to bring where it needs to go. But yeah, really well done. All the components looked really nice. It's just going to be a lot of punching. But it looks like they did a good job of getting everything to sit in here exactly how it needs to. So it's only if you don't like vacuum form trays that you'd have to go to any sort of alternative component storage. They did a really good job of building this, and they also explained what they did. So this is a really nice step to have people understand how to just how to store their game and how to take care of it. I mean, things are going to last forever if they're stored like this. So that was Frosthaven, and hopefully we can get this to the table if we have a strong enough table, and play some of these scenarios. So right now I've been playing a little bit of the PC version of the game, which is a pretty faithful adaptation of it. It works pretty well. It just doesn't have the social aspect. You can play, online, but it's much better to be sitting around a table running through scenarios. So thank you for joining me. This has been another unboxing, and if you'd like to see more of those, please visit our YouTube channel at Upturned Table on YouTube and Twitch as well. And you can also see what we're doing on upturnedtable.com and Upturned Table on all social media. And if you'd like to support what we're doing, get some behind the scenes, some special videos and things, consider becoming a patron. So patreon.com/upturnedtable, and support what we're doing, and also give us input on what you want to see more of, how heavy the game should be that we review. And we will be back again soon. So thanks for watching. Leave a like or a comment if you have some experience with either Gloomhaven or Frosthaven, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of when new videos go up or when we go live on our streams. And the weekly is every Thursday night, North American time, Friday afternoon, the other side of the world, where we discuss topics of the week in tabletop. So Chris and I cover all of that. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.